My dad today, and we are going to regrip his clubs. As long as I can remember, my dad has always been regripping his own clubs, and whenever I need my clubs regripped, he's the one I go to. But today we're going to regrip his clubs, and I thought you might want to see what the process looks like. So for this old school method, you only need 5 supplies. You have your new grip, your grip tape, your grip solvent, which we have in a little homemade funnel, and then a hook knife. These are used for roofing typically, but you can find them at the hardware store. And our last supply is going to be a vise, just something to hold the club in place. So I've always been a fan of the Golf Pride white tour wraps. My dad likes more of the cord style, so we got the Golf Pride cord grips. These are fun because they have a nice straight line on the back, which is a good guide when you're regripping, and then a little accent color of red. Let's go put these on. So how do we get started with regripping clubs with your method?
First, you have to have some way of gripping the shaft. Put this little grip club holder.
Holds it in place.
Holds it in place. Once you get in there, make sure you get lined up pretty square to where the new grip will just slide right on without any problems.
Other golf shops, do they have a similar setup, or what do you see at other golf shops?
Yeah, they make equipment that has a plug that's locked in, and it's a one-all unit.
The pro setup has everything right here.
This is the poor man's grip change, but I've probably changed thousands of grips on with this.
Yeah, it works. So how did you make this grip holder?
This piece of angle iron and this piece of wood, and this little clamps on there.
Nice.
It's probably 30 years old.
Really?
It's been working for a long time. You can just use this.
Yeah, that's a grip
put
holder.
This and put it in the vise like that.
Got it.
When I was a younger fireman, I got a chance to get a different style helmet.
Yeah.
It was an old school style helmet. And they're like $300 back in 1980s. That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And one of the guys I worked with just got promoted to lieutenant. So he said, I'll give you that black helmet if you regrip my clubs.
Okay.
So back then grips were about $1.50 a piece.
Yeah.
So I regripped his clubs and cut that.
The helmet.
And I still got it sitting on my living room right here.
This is a good skill to have. You never know when you might want to trade something for your services of regripping.
Easy part is take a little hook knife. It's just a matter of cutting it off.
You used to work at a golf shop that regrips clubs too, right?
People bring them in with some new grips put on. And that's where I probably learned how to do it. Back then they didn't have all the fancy grip solvents and stuff.
Oh yeah?
They didn't have anything. The pro at the time says, just use gasoline. So I regripped a set of clubs using gasoline. It's probably not a good idea.
No gloves, no safety glasses, and gasoline. So now the grip's off.
Grip's off, and this tape got a little messed up during the process. Sometimes you can leave the tape on, at least for a few times. You know, you don't want the tape to real built up, but
yeah,
one layer of tape's not going to change too much. I've known in the past guys wanted them thicker, and I took duct tape.
Oh really?
And duct tape, 2 or 3 layers of duct tape, and then put the grip tape on it. And that gave it a little more thickness.
Yeah, which is very much trending. Thicker grips. A lot of people are playing with the extra large grip because they say it makes them feel the club a little better without feeling like they have to hold tighter to the club. So because it's thicker, they feel like they have a better handle on the club, literally.
Just want to get 1 layer of tape on it, so it should come off pretty easily.
Yeah, if it has more than 1 layer of tape and it's nice and smooth, you can just add another layer to it.
You can. It just makes it just a little bit thicker. But
you can layer it. That one obviously we couldn't because the hook knife kind of tore some of the pieces of the tape off. The biggest key here is make sure it has a smooth surface. So as the tape goes on, it's smooth. The time to mention, if you have graphite shafts, you want to be careful using this hook knife because as you tear it, could tear off some of that paint or some of the layers of the graphite. So you don't want to cut through your shaft if you don't have steel shafts. Steel shafts, you don't have to worry too much about it. So now we have a longer shafted club. We have a driver with a graphite shaft or a composite shaft. And so we'll show you what that looks like because it's going to be a little bit trickier with the longer shaft and also being not steel. So you have to be a little more careful. So more of a tearing action than it is a cutting action.
If you want your plugs longer,
yeah,
you make plugs that go in the end. You glue them in. So if you want it 2 inches longer, you just cut it. And you glue it in there and you cut it.
So it would be really delicate with it because you don't want to scrape it up. Cap is put on the end to extend the club. And here's what one of those extenders looks like when it's not glued into the club. So now the tape's off. We gotta make sure we put new tape on.
So we're gonna make sure you get the right length of tape. Give yourself a little mark. Tell you how long the tape should be. Leave a little bit shorter than the grip. You want to see the tape.
Exactly.
Yeah, you put a new fresh tape on.
Okay.
Again, you want it a little longer than the shaft.
There you go.
This is kind of important, just to make sure you get this tape on nice and smooth. Because if there's a little bump in there, you can kind of feel it in the grip. You get down the end, you just kind of twist it off.
Okay.
Shove it in the end, that keeps stuff from getting inside the grip. Years ago, they used to put glue at the bottom and they'd put weights in the shaft. Like little BBs, they'd put some glue in there and they'd dump it.
Yeah,
dump
just
the weights in there. A lot of times they would come loose.
Okay.
Over time, and you'd have a rattle in the plug.
Oh, that's interesting.
That was back probably in the 70s.
Yeah.
80s maybe. For clubs, the heads can be weighted differently.
How often do you regrip your clubs?
Depends how much you play.
Yeah. You just kind of notice when they need to be changed.
Yeah, a lot of times your wedges and drivers will get changed more often.
Solvent, some grip solvent here.
Put your finger at the bottom of it. And some grip solvent in here.
Close the end with your finger.
Yeah, put your finger on the end of the hole. And you kind of gently pour the solvent over the tape. Fit it on there. Start it on here. Don't stop. Just want to make sure you're nice and straight. Goes all the way on. A good way to line it up is put it up against the wall. And just kind of make sure everything's nice and straight.
Tap it a little bit. There we go, add it to the collection to dry. And there we have it, some brand new, perfectly regripped clubs. Good job. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and if you're going to try to regrip your clubs yourself, make sure you let me know how it goes. If you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks, and have a great day.